For millennia, collegians have begun their year invoking these immortal words. Vivat academia, vivat professores, vivat membrum quad libet, vivat membre quae libet, semper sint in flore, gaudeamus igitur, juvenes dum sumus. For those of you unfamiliar with Latin, that would probably be about the first 32 rows over here. Allow me to channel the poet and philosopher Will I Am and translate this invocation into the more contemporary words of the Black Eyed Peas. Everybody, let's get into it. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. Man, we must look pretty tight and intimidating up here. I mean, the faculty are wearing all of these big robes with our academic tattoos. Our hoods are decorated like all those monkeys with the colorful butts. Yeah. I've got on the presidential bling. The marshals have our tenure immunity idol. Yeah. They like that. But I want to tell you, all these people up here wearing these pizza hats, they are the #1 guides for your educational expedition over the next 4 years. So faculty, I'm wondering if we could give these students and their families a round of applause for their excellent decision-making abilities in choosing McDaniel. In our regalia, we might look like we're old pros, always meant to be up here, like we aced college without any fears or anxieties, but that would just not be true. I was a first-generation college student who grew up in a town in South Carolina so small that if you looked left at the one traffic light we had, you would miss the town I grew up in. I remember going off to college and eating in the college dining hall breakfast, one of my very first days there. Growing up as a kid, I had grown up on a steady breakfast diet of donuts, Krispy Kreme donuts. There were no Krispy Kreme donuts in the college dining hall, so I picked up a college dining hall donut and I sat down to eat the hardest, driest, worst, plainest donut I had ever eaten in my life. And then you know what I saw? I saw this kid from New Jersey sitting across from me, slicing his donut in two and putting cream cheese on his donut. That's true. I had never seen a bagel before. So then, I had never seen a bagel, and now I've got some bling. So that's all right, you know. College will change your life. And McDaniel, we've been changing lives since 1867. Charles Darwin wrote, "It's not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent that survives. It's the one most adaptable to change." And that reality, folks, the reality of constant change, that's what your liberal arts education at McDaniel is going to prepare you for. Except I hope your education will teach you not to end a sentence with a preposition. So I will rephrase that. And that reality is what your McDaniel education will prepare you best for. Friends. Class of 2014 transfer students' families, as it might be said by one of the billion users of Facebook, let me be the first at McDaniel to friend you. You know, I am so old, I remember when friend was a noun. My name is Roger Casey, and it is my privilege to serve as the 9th president of McDaniel, a position that I have held for less time now than it takes Lindsay Lohan to serve a jail sentence. So, if you don't know what a president does, you can just think of me as the Ryan Seacrest of McDaniel, okay? Without hair. So, welcome to academic Hollywood, people. This is McDaniel. Today, we are making history, class of XIV. That's some more Latin for you. Or a class of IVXP, that's Pig Latin for you. Since this is my first year at McDaniel also, you and I are going to have a whole lot in common over the next 4 years. And today, your family members and you can help me begin a convocation tradition, which is going to be my invoking all the entering class and their families to declare, I am McDaniel College. And so after the convocation ceremony, and before you go to ring the bell signifying your matriculation as in McDaniel's time-honored tradition, we're going to give you your very own button, you've got your button, to remind you that you are McDaniel College. This new tradition is the way that I will measure the start of each school year. And after this, I will return to the Decker Campus Center in the basement and get in my coffin, and I'll come back, the next year. So, with gusto, with bravado, with enthusiasm, when I count to 1, 2, 3, class of 2K14, I want to hear this place rock with the words, I am McDaniel College. And for you introverts, you can text I am McDaniel to @college. So, you ready for this? 1, 2, 3. I am McDaniel College. Let me hear it one more time. You ready? 1, 2, 3. I am McDaniel College. Word up. I have been speaking for a few minutes now, and according to the latest research on attention spans, I have now maximized yours. So now is the point when I'm going to ask you to stop and let you text message, update your Facebook status, tweet your Twitter followers, or make a YouTube video with your flip phone or your iPhone typer style device, okay? So, if you have a phone on you, as if, okay, I want you to respect me by turning your phone on, okay? I am being serious. And don't just turn it on stun. I mean, turn on the ringer because you paid a lot of money for that ringtone. And when we hear it, we'll understand your personality, okay? So, I'm serious. When I'm talking today, feel free to text somebody something we're talking about, take video and photos if you want to, update your status sphere, post to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. But here is what I want you to do. At the beginning of all your postings, you have to say McDaniel, okay? You gotta say McDaniel because we wanna improve our status on Google. So this will really help us. And if you take a photo of me while I'm up here talking, you can email it to me at presoffice@mcdaniel.edu. That's Pres with an S, not a Z. That's just so 20th century, but it's still Pres with an S. And I will print them and I will give them to my mother. She does not have email because she thinks it's satanic. So if you do that, I want to make my remarks today as personal and relevant to your generation as possible. So instead of speaking, I thought I would just actually text them all to you. I was going to tweet them to you, but with that introductory Latin stuff, I ate up all 140 characters. So, I've got to tweet them here. I'm going to read my comments out loud, though, for the faculty, because a lot of them are older than me. And they think that a text is an expensive book that you buy to prepare for class. But if you want to purchase my remarks off of iTunes, I'm talking about you can purchase my remarks. You can't purchase the faculty off iTunes, but for 99 cents later, they'll be available. Or you can text @Dr. Raj for a .pdf along with a .jpg and or a .wav, like OMG, LOL, my BFFs. So today, at matriculation, this journey officially begins. And I'm going to be the first of several college leaders to offer you some words of wisdom. So for 10 minutes, I implore you, in the words of Eric Theodore Cartman, an eminent philosopher from the University of South Park, Colorado, a town, by the way, a town governed by their very own Mayor McDaniel. I want you to respect my authority. Okay. Respect it, please. As you face the beginning of your college journey surrounded by a plethora of global adversity, how do I counsel you? In academia, we turn to the truths found in prominent texts. That's their books, that is, not text messages. I turn to literature to seek my wisdom and solace. So what advice do the leading poets and philosophers of your generation proffer at this time in our history? I scoured their verses seeking wisdom to share today, and I found to my pleasant surprise many of them are liberal artists. Kanye West, for one, a man who writes a lot about college education. He agrees there is a sense of urgency in our time, and he calls for character building. In his rap, Stronger, Kanye says, that don't kill me can only make me stronger. Now, actually, it was Friedrich Nietzsche who said this first, but Kanye snatched the quote away from him at the annual Philosopher of the Year awards show in Berlin. So, I want you to remember Kanye's wisdom. Besides, Nietzsche's dead, says God.